welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch review, and we are going to be going to Eaglemoss real quick today, taking a break from the Transformers for just a little while, getting back to our Wolf 359 saga, and today on the review table, we have the Miranda class, U.S.S. Saratoga, and yeah, so again, we'll be doing this segment where we're going through all the ships that were at Wolf 359. Eaglemoss released all, if not most of them, the differentiated ones anyway, ships like that shared you know, the Ambassador class and the Nebula class, you know, those ships. So we'll either cover at a different time under a different segment, but these are ships that strictly appeared at Wolf 359, and here is one of them, one of the Miranda class variants, one of the 5 that I believe we see over the course of Star Trek. And this one kind of has significance because this was Ben Sisko's ship that I believe he served as the first officer on, I think, during the Battle of Wolf 359. So let us take a look at the ship and let's dig right in. So starting off as usual, we're going to take a look at the magazine, and we got that nice top shot of the U.S.S. Saratoga NCC 31911, and it is a Miranda class starship launched in the 24th century with a length of 243 meters and a maximum speed of warp 9.2. And wow, I did. You know, we see it so much. The Miranda class, over 100 years old and still heavily in use. And there we go, USS Saratoga. The table of contents is filming the ship, the evolution of Sisko, and on screen. And then, of course, we have the assembly stand instructions. And then, of course, we have a nice forward shot of the Saratoga. I just love the front shots of the Miranda class. It looks so plain but so imposing. And their registry number is NCC 31911. It is a Miranda class launched in the 24th century, destroyed in 2367. 243 meters long and a crew of approximately 200. It's a warp speed of 9.2. It had 6 phaser emitters, 2 torpedo launchers, and Captain Martin Jedlicka. Even though I thought the captain was a Vulcan, but I could be wrong. Maybe there was a Vulcan named Martin. And there we have a nice back shot of the Saratoga. Got the 2 shuttle bays right there, labeled 1 and 2. There we go, USS Saratoga. The Saratoga was a Miranda-class ship that was part of the fleet that fought aboard Cube at the Battle of Wolf 359. And, of course, there we have the captain. And, yeah, he is a Vulcan. So, what do you know? Martin Jedlicka. Okay, interesting. So, I guess he adopted an English human name, unless there's Vulcans named Martin on the planet Vulcan. So there we go. And of course we have a nice shot of the Saratoga, and the Saratoga going into battle against the Borg, of course, from the episode The Emissary in Deep Space Nine. And then of course we have the orthographic views of the USS Saratoga. Again, one of my favorite pages of the magazine. And then, of course, we have the Saratoga. Of course, this is the USS Reliant from Star Trek II, where we first see the Miranda class. And I do believe you can get the Miranda class concept from Eaglemoss, the one with the nacelles upside down. I believe Gene Roddenberry actually approved the ship upside down. It was actually supposed to have the nacelles over the saucer versus under swept, but hey, he approved it upside down, and a new ship style was born. And then we have some studio models without the roll bar, with the roll bar attached. The evolution of Sisko, one of my personal favorite captains. Bring it here. Bring it here. Love it. I love Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is my favorite Star Trek series, and I firmly believe that it cannot be topped. Then, of course, we have another great actress, Louise Fletcher. Rest in peace. She was absolutely stunning. What a great villain. A villain you love to hate. And, of course, they have more on Sisko and Deep Space Nine. More The Emissary of the Prophets. And, of course, his new girlfriend, and getting ready to take down Gul Dukat, who is possessed by the Pa-Wraiths. Willingly, I might add. But of course we have a couple more shots of Wolf 359, and we end with a top orthographic view of the Saratoga. And real quick, so all these Wolf 359 ship stands must have sucked, because I glued this one too. So this one's glued, but you already know how it's attached. If not, just check out any one of my Eaglemoss videos. They all attach the same way, and you just put it back on. I usually kind of use the grayish areas right here as my marker, and you just slide it around again, and it stays in there just fine. So there we go. That'll keep it in the stand, and yeah. let's get a good look at the Saratoga. So that happens, I guess. But again, the phaser cans, you can just reattach them. They just tab right on there, and it most times will stay on. But if in doubt, just add a dab of glue and it'll stay in there. But yeah, so the Miranda class, and again, Eaglemoss has done so many. They've done all the Miranda variants, so it's basically a reused model at this point. But still, it's cool because again, they've gotten this ship down to a science. I don't have the XL yet. Probably not gonna get the XL. But yeah, you can see some nice Aztecing and details. Got that nice shade of gray on an otherwise mostly white-ish. It's like a light gray white saucer section. And then of course NCC 31911 U.S.S. Saratoga, very nicely written out and got some nice red striping and down there. This was kind of like the Federation still using this ship, so old school. And again, you got lots of molded detail going back, really nice. The bridge has that nice line of gray. A lot of stuff, I mean, like usually, you know, a lot of when Eaglemoss starts painting, like painting sometimes, some of the decaling can go off course, but this everything appears to be done. Got what appears to be, no, it is painted. So this is where the warp core area is. It is painted a nice shade of blue with a shade of gray all around. They got a shade of gray right here with all the molded detail. It looks really good, and it's kind of set in there. Got a little divot going, and then of course you got the phaser cans, mostly misaligned. Again, you can adjust them. They got little tips of orange on the tip, and you got then they look very nice. They kind of look like X-wing cannons. And oh, look at this, you got little window detailing back here. Nothing. There is no divots for the windows, so nothing is misaligned or anything. But it's still kind of cool. Just see, this is the first time I've actually noticed that. And I've owned this ship for quite a while. It was one of my first ships. Got the nice gold detailing for the RCS thrusters right there. That looks really good. And then of course you got the phaser emitters done in a nice brighter, looks like a gold color. And then, of course, the nacelles, no transcolorant plastic on the nacelles. It is painted a nice kind of a deeper bright blue, and you got a little bit of blue at the front here. And then, of course, you got the Federation symbol, and it is Starship U.S.S. Saratoga. Wow, that is so cool. NCC 31911 United Federation of Planets. There you go, and that looks good. And the nacelles look really, God, I love the front and back views of the ship. It's so cool. Even got the numbering on the shuttle bays. No ribbed surface for the shuttle bays, but you have the little running lights, and you got the impulse engines on back. Those done in a nice glowing orange. And then you got again the second shuttle bay. And if you come to the bottom, you got a lot more gray colored detailing, revealing some more technical stuff, all nicely molded in there. And then you got the nice red striping all the way around the sensor pod, and that's the sensor pod nicely molded in on all sides. Looks really good. And you got some little divots here, I'm assuming where landing legs may come. And of course you got a nice deep blue for the bottom of the warp core. Probably they can eject the warp core. And again, I love the decaling on the insides here. You'll just never see it on a regular basis. But yeah, overall, I mean, for the most part, it's a simple ship, but it is really well done. And God, does this thing just absolutely look menacing. I love it. And for a quick comparison, there it is next to the U.S.S. Reliant, the ship that we haven't reviewed yet, but we will one day. It's more of a common ship, so I'm kind of trying to stick with the more uncommon ones. And yeah, you can see they're basically just a redress of one another. I mean, even the Eaglemoss just recycled the model. And fun fact, at least I believe for the one of the ships in the Next Generation, the U.S.S. Lantry, I believe the lights on the roll bar weren't working that day in the studio. At least that's the story here. So I'm not sure if it was the same case for when they made the Saratoga, but yeah, so the lights on the roll bar for the studio model were not working, but you can kind of see how this works out, and it looks very cool. I mean, hold on, let me get my hands out of the way, but yeah, it looks really good. And lastly but not leastly, let's bring in the two other ships from the Wolf 359 fleet, so you can see how that works out. And yeah, they are shaping up to be a fearsome fleet, at least to us, but not to the Borg. So you can just kind of get a side view going here, trying to move the Niagara class very carefully so we can see our noble fleet off to fight the battle of Wolf 359. So we can just kind of get a look at how that works out. No, I'm not going to pick them up individually because I don't want to risk shooting this one. So yeah, there you go. So let's summarize, and there it is for the Eaglemoss U.S.S. Saratoga, part of our Wolf 359 saga. And yeah, it's basically another Miranda redress. So nothing too crazy, but you gotta admit, Eaglemoss has got it down to a science, and they're really doing nothing different than what the studio did. I mean, the studio basically reused the same Reliant model for well into the next generation and Deep Space Nine. So again, this is Eaglemoss just kind of giving us all the variants we never had, and I'm personally happy to have it. I love when we get variants of ships. I think it's great. I think it makes so much sense that the Federation would take a ship design that's well known, that they use quite a bit, and just make several variants of it, especially when it's such a simple construction and layout as the Miranda class. So yeah, I'm personally happy to have it. I think it's great, and I say keep bringing on all of these Miranda variants, even though I'm pretty sure they've done them all by now. So yeah, and that being said, that does conclude this review. Now, if you are interested in Eaglemoss ships, please go check out realmerch.com. I'll put a link in the description down below. They are getting new ships in all the time. They are getting stock. Oh man, I forget. They're getting the remaining Master Replicas stock, and Master Replicas is kind of getting what was left of Eaglemoss. So they're kind of working together in this. I'll put a link in the description to Real Merch down below, and you can go there and buy some good Federation, some good Star Trek Eaglemoss ships at reasonable prices. And that being said, this does conclude this review. So if you like this video, please leave a like. Also consider subscribing. We are only 3 ships into our Wolf 359 saga, so there is more to come. Also, feel free to check out more my Eaglemoss reviews. There will be a link in the description down below for that. And that being said, I have been FC Finch. Thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper.